What's up Multiverse, Dr. Dave here, welcome to the Geek Lounge. In today's video we are continuing with our Naruto 20th anniversary celebration with our first in a series of most wanted Naruto Funko Pops. This very first one, the Konoha 11. Alright guys, so as I said, this is going to be a series of most wanted Naruto Funko Pops. We're going to be releasing these throughout the month of October, continuing our Naruto 20th anniversary celebration. And I've decided to do these videos in a way where we group characters together, so we essentially have a category, this first one, the Konoha 11. And just before we get started guys, I did just want to say two things. First and foremost, this will contain spoilers for both Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. And secondly, we will be checking out some Funko Pop concepts from Rai Vox Relic. I hope I am pronouncing that right. Do go and check him out on Instagram, show him some love. He is an absolutely amazing Funko Pop concept artist specifically for anime. He's got some wonderful designs, and like I said, we are going to be checking some of them out in today's video. Alright guys, without further ado, let's get into this. I've got my trusty laptop here where I have prepared everything. So the Konoha 11, this is taken directly from the Narutopedia. The Konoha 11 is a term used to collectively refer to the members of 4 Konoha teams. Team 7, Team 8, Team 10 and Team Guy. Team 7's Sasuke Uchiha is not included in the group as he had defected from the village prior to its formation. Though the members appear in both the manga and anime and often work collectively in both medias, the term Konoha 11 is only ever used in the anime. So in terms of the 11 who already have Funko Pops, we of course have Naruto, who I think has like 11 or 12 variants already, and I think he's even got 2 from the Boruto series. We then have the other 4 members who each have a single Funko Pop to their name. Those are Sakura, Shikamaru, Rock Lee, and the recently released Kiba with Akamaru. So we do actually have a member of each team currently, but Kiba in my opinion was like an interesting choice to go with, not necessarily stylistically because he does look pretty cool, and we also get Akamaru too as a bonus, but like in terms of popularity there are some other characters who again in my opinion are ahead of him, and the obvious one of course is Hinata Hyuga, the love interest and eventual wife of Naruto. Really cool character. I think everyone loved her growth throughout the series, going from a cute and shy timid girl to a strong and confident beautiful woman, and my choice in terms of a Funko Pop for her would be with the gentle step twin Lion Fists, while using her Byakugan eyes. Of course they would need to be lilac as opposed to those standard black Funko Pop eyes, otherwise that's going to be crap, and I want the veins too. I should also say I would want all of these characters in their regular outfits as opposed to the war outfits, otherwise everyone is going to just look the same. And I mentioned he did do some concepts guys. Check out this one of Hinata by Rai Vox Relic. It is practically the Funko Pop that I would really want. And since we started with a lady, or I should say Konoichi, and I was always taught ladies / Konoichi first, let's go with Ino Yamanaka next. The on and off again best friend of Sakura. I did enjoy their rivalry, though kids, I would never recommend ending a friendship over a crush, no matter how cool he or she is. I felt Ino got decent screen time, especially with some of the Team 10 arcs, and seeing the newest generation, at least at that time, of the Ina Shikacho trio was also pretty cool. Even though she seemed the weakest of the trio, I kind of felt she was still somewhat the glue that kept them together. But the same rings true with a lot of the female characters within both the anime and manga, where some have criticised both for their misogynistic portrayals, for lack of a better term. Although creator Masashi Kishimoto, I hope I didn't butcher his name there, admitted in the past he was horrible at writing female characters. But I digress guys, this is supposed to be about Funko Pops rather than deep diving on social themes. So in terms of a Funko Pop, her using mind transfer jutsu would be my choice, with the diamond-like hand sign. Again, here is another concept by Rai Vox Relic. Again, practically the exact pop I would like to see. And our last Konoichi guys, and one in my opinion who didn't get enough screen time, is TenTen. I thought she had this really cool, I guess like transformation jutsu to summon weapons. She had a cool look, she was both cute and badass, but for whatever reason, she wasn't focused on heavily. And I get it, the show is called Naruto, right? It's not like an assemble piece like Game of Thrones or anything like that, and I have of course seen the memes where certain objects and things got more screen time than TenTen. Harsh, albeit I give it to you, pretty funny. In terms of her Funko Pop guys, no concept on this one. I'd like to see her either with weapons or maybe using the scroll to pull out some of those weapons. That could look pretty cool. She did also wield the Bashasen during the war arc, if I am pronouncing that correctly. I think it was just called the Leaf Fan in the dubbed version of the anime. That could potentially be cool, but then to be accurate, she would have to be in her war outfit, which I already said was a no. And now it's time to completely Cho in the Ina Shikacho trio guys. I am of course talking about Choji. I always liked Choji, we share a similar love of food, especially barbecue, and his his character growth throughout the series was also pretty cool, going from someone who was a little timid, a little afraid of hurting people, to blossoming into a butterfly and having some devastating power with his expansion jutsu. As for a Funko Pop, I think you do have a couple of good choices here. We could have a regular Choji, maybe chowing down on some potato chips, Choji in butterfly mode, which we have seen them do with his daughter in the most recently released Boruto figure, or how about we go with a 6-inch expanded Choji, or better yet, expanded in butterfly mode. These would all look pretty sick. We'll go with Shino next, guys, a character like TenTen who I felt deserved more screen time. I mean, he was left out of the Sasuke retrieval mission, even though he would have been pretty useful in tracking him when you think about it. A member of the Aburami clan with his special insect jutsu, I can't recall if there was a more technical term for it. He became a character used for somewhat comic relief though, with Naruto not remembering who he was right away when he returned to the village. He always reminded everyone of that fact, as well as being cut off when he tried to say something, which did always make me laugh in truth, but I felt he had some awesome jutsu, and I suppose he did get a couple of episodes to show it off here and there, probably more so than TenTen, and I actually think he becomes a teacher or something in Boruto, right? Sporting Geordie LaForge specs, which I don't think pleased too many people either, but I'll get round to watching Boruto soon enough to decide for myself. As for the Funko Pop, you've got the choice of mask and hood or sporting the hair, either which I'd be cool with, but we definitely got to have him using his bugs somehow. And we saved the most tragic till the end, guys, the only member of the Konoha 11 who didn't make it to the end, Neji, the genius Jonin prodigy of the Hyuga clan who gave his life to save Hinata, who in turn was technically shielding a Naruto clone. A lot of which has been made about that, but it is a discussion for another time. Unless you guys want to discuss further in the comment section below, be my guest. Another really cool character and fan favourite who had a brilliant character arc, going from a caring, kind child to one who essentially became cold and callous following the death of his father, believing that everyone had a predetermined destiny from birth, only to change once more following his fantastic tuning exam battle with Naruto, which essentially freed him from his burden of destiny, his darkness, and that he could carve his own path, albeit his inevitable destiny sadly somewhat rang true in the end, embracing his responsibility as a branch member of the Hyuga clan to protect Hinata, which would see him ultimately give up his life in the process. As for the Funko Pop, like Hinata, I want to see those Byakugan eyes, veins and all, in use. I was thinking we could potentially have a deluxe version using the 8 trigrams palms revolving heaven, somewhat similar to the Aang in Avatar state figure they did, but it could be difficult. It would maybe need to be a little bigger with that dome shape. There is also the 8 trigrams 64 palms, where you could make a really cool base with the yin yang and kanji design. It wouldn't be to scale, of course, as that would be too big, but I think you could still make a slightly bigger stand to accommodate the design. They've done something recently like that with the Edward Elric Funko Pop from the new Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood wave, where there was some design on his base. And so that is all my ideas for the Konoha 11, guys. Wait a minute, what's that guy doing there? And although he wasn't a member of the Konoha 11, I am going to include him as a bonus character. I mean, he's like a bit of an honorary member somewhat, right? I am, of course, talking about Sai, who I think is now known as Sai Yamanaka, right? He does end up marrying Ino, and they have a child who features prominently throughout Boruto. Again, I'll get there eventually. But Sai, I thought, was a really cool character. At least, like, when he was first introduced, he got a lot of screen time. We got to see him quite a bit, you know, learn about his story and whatnot. And then he sort of disappeared, you know, especially when the war arc came, he kind of disappeared and reappeared, whatnot. I kind of feel he could have played more of a major role, but I guess like Sasuke kind of came back into things, right? He was, of course, a member of the Foundation. Was it called like Root in Japanese or the manga, right? Because in the English dubbed anime, it was called the Foundation, but I'm seeing everything mention he was a Root member here, and it's obviously now saying he is the Anbu chief of the Yamanaka clan, so that's pretty cool. Again, I'll get to Boruto eventually, but yeah, really cool character. I did enjoy his humor and his kind of spats with Naruto, especially in the beginning before they then became friends. He did, of course, have that really awesome jutsu with like the Ninja Beast Scroll, and I think in terms of a Funko Pop, like using that Ninja Beast Scroll, that could be really cool. Again, you could do a pop ride on one of his birds or something like that. That could be fairly cool, but I do think him like using the scroll and having like beasts jumping out somehow, that could make for a really cool Funko Pop. And now, guys, that is all my picks for the Konoha 11, as well as the bonus edition of Sai. The only other thing I think that they could really do, and I think would be cool, and I would absolutely buy them, is if they did make the child versions of them, like their younger versions, because they all had different outfits, different looks. I think they could also look pretty cool. There were rumours that we were going to get like the young Naruto with the classic blue and orange suit, but I don't know if it got cancelled, if it's been delayed or whatnot. I kind of feel it would, like, it was primed to release as a New York Comic Con exclusive, considering Comic Con was the same week as the 20th anniversary, right? But whatever reason, I don't know what happened. Like I said, I don't know if it's been delayed or cancelled. I guess time will only tell, but those would also look pretty cool. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. First and foremost, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend with me here on the Geek Lounge. It is very much appreciated, and I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If so, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Drop some comments below. I want to know your guys' ideas for Konoha 11 Funko Pops. And as I said, guys, this is going to be a series of videos releasing throughout the month of October to celebrate our Naruto 20th anniversary celebration here on the Geek Lounge. The next one we're going to look at are Akatsuki members, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. We've got plenty more Funko Pop unboxings to come. We're going to be continuing our very own Star Wars celebration here on the Geek Lounge as well. We're going to be checking out the Obi-Wan Kenobi D23 lightsaber box, which contains 3 of his lightsabers. It's a very, very limited piece. Can't wait to check that one out as well. So yeah, guys, plenty of content coming for you. Make sure you stay tuned for all of it and more. What is the easiest way to stay tuned? It's very simple. Subscribe. Hit click, smash that subscribe button, and enable those notifications so you don't miss out on any of that future content. Guys, thanks again for watching today's video, and we will see you on the next one. Peace out, nerds.